I come to talk about two very important organs in the human body, the brain and the heart. The brain, the master control system. The heart, the master soul system. From the head to the heart is a mere 13-inch journey in the physical body, yet the journey seems a million miles apart when the brain, the master control system, begins to function differently. Sometimes, and with some people, mental nimbleness affects a range of functions of the brain. And for reasons many not yet understood, the shift in the brain recalls and processes differently. As neurologist Dr. Sanjay Gupta calls the brain, the black box. People near and dear to me provide some of the best lessons and experiences in understanding and living with brain change. So goes the path of my bonus mom. She is alive and well. At 98 years young and counting, she is still challenging herself in the memory process. There was a time when she said, "Well, I'm just fed up with not remembering important things to me." She followed the advice we all often got, just write it down. She did, and then misplaced what she'd written. So she got the idea to write it down twice. It worked until there were too many safe places where she put the second sheet and looking for the right note that would sometimes yield a note from another time and not the note she was looking for at a particular time. But not to be deterred, she decided to master clutter. She did. So much so that she cleared her entire apartment. She held a massive giveaway in the community room of her senior building, invited the residents to select the furnishings they needed, and packed her remaining bags, which were summer clothes, and moved to Mexico. Why Mexico? It was familiar to her. She had spent at least 45 years taking annual trips to the warmth of another sun and escaping the frigid Chicago temperatures. She felt free and safe away from the changing streets of the big city. And her only son was making the move as well. She lives alone there now, frequents the beach, still swims, make a lot slower moves, but yet quite happy. And she posts messages to us, the grands and the great-grands and her great-great-grands, on Facebook. And even we received a call on WhatsApp. She shows us that our aging memory is not an automatic, inevitable next step to dementia. In another instance, I have a day-to-day involvement in the progression of memory loss. The love of my life and I are having a memory experience. So my life partner and I, who are on the 7th floor of our lives, that's what we call each decade, we have decided to explore and better understand his cognitive imbalance. We are researching together. So we began to research the science of dementia. We explore and we experience. We're exploring the way science says how the brain works, and we're experiencing the heart space. In our search, the history of documenting dementia dates back to 1550 BCE in Egypt. And it was not until 1797 that the phenomenon was given a name, dementia. Over the decades, centuries actually, neurologists, psychologists, and other medical professionals have studied through trials. And in this 21st century, there are still more questions than answers. A startling stat. By 2060, Americans with dementia or cognitive impairment are expected to climb from a 6 million number to 15 million, and globally to 152 million by 2050. There is one new case of dementia every 4 seconds. There have been over 400 clinical trials, but no remedy yet. Understanding memory loss from a scientific view is a deep and complex study using terms as plaques and tangles and tau and synapses. But as many of us have witnessed, change in brain functioning can be quite jarring. I assert that a path to take is the 13-inch journey from the head to the heart. That is, yes, to seek better understanding of the brain's changes, and more so to create a stronger connection to the heart. That is the beauty of the soul that is still there. The love factor that shows love and in return gets a response to love. Noticeably, people become slower to retrieve words, or it becomes more difficult to think through complicated situations or to focus in distracting environments. But you too have had to think twice to recall what day it is, yes? Or to have a heavy travel schedule and wake up to figure out what city you're in, yes? Or at home, is it today or tomorrow that we take the trash bins out? So how do we get on in life? Clinicians usually refer to those who support and assist as caregivers. We can see through a reframe that getting through it all is a partnership, a more connected way of how we look at things. Let's plug into this term, care partners. The feel of being in partnership with the person on that journey, a connection, a deeper feeling, and understanding that tasks are too big and too complex to be the only one who gives. That all, in particular, the primary care partner, needs to be supported. Enter the expansion of the care partner's circle. Understanding, coping, living with the brain change is not a journey of one or two. It is the formation of love and support circles that expands the care partnerships. Round up a team of care partners, all of the people in the family, the friends, the neighbors. Indeed, it takes a village. The price is too great to make the journey alone, and those who have gone that route are proof of that. So let's reframe caregivers. Be care partners. Broaden and expand the care circle. The change in the brain is real. The cure to over 200 dementia, with Alzheimer's being just one type, the cure is not available yet. Providing care is not a lonely solo journey. Let's make the community of care partners real. Let lifted hearts of care and support wrap our partners in love, giving a bit of our time, from time to time, and often extended to an indefinite period of time, for as long as it takes. Because when it seems that everything is changing, flex and change some things. Start new, stay kind, be patient, stay understanding even when you don't yet. Build a company of care partners. Let the heart key open the path to sharing love beyond measure, beyond statistics, and always, always let the heart lead and bring the brain along. Thanks for listening.